Hello and welcome to Nice to Meet You, a place where we want to strengthen relationships by interviewing people in the industry and highlighting what they're doing for business. My name's Denise, and today I have a very, very special guest, Ted Moreno, hypnotherapist and business success coach. Hi, Ted.
Hi, Denise.
I need to tell you, viewers, before we start, this is one of my most special guests because Ted is my hypnotherapist, my business success coach. I've been working with Ted for about 6 years now, and he has been instrumental in the things that I'm doing and helping me push past my limitations. So I just have to start off by saying right away, thank you, Ted. And I am thrilled to interview you and to let some of my viewers see and know how special you are and what you're doing.
Well, those are very kind words. Thank you very much. And I must tell you that you inspire me with everything you're doing and the progress that you've made and all the cool stuff you're up to right now. Oh my God, you are a force to be reckoned with,
Woo!
Denise.
We've done some great work together.
Yes, we have.
Excited. Well, let's get right to it. So
Okay.
I know about you, but why don't you tell everybody a little bit about yourself and your business?
Well, I'm a certified clinical hypnotherapist in private practice. I've been doing this for 21 years. I got my training at the nation's first accredited college of hypnotherapy, which is the Hypnosis Motivation Institute. I see clients in person and over Zoom. So I have clients all around the world, which is a very cool thing. And I can say for the first time that I love my job. I love what I do. I love helping people. It's very fulfilling. It's also very interesting
Mhm.
as well. And in my journey of being a hypnotherapist in private practice, I've learned so much about myself and grown a tremendous amount myself because of the work that I do with other people. So I consider myself very lucky.
You're good at what you do too. I mean, I'm not just saying that because you're my hypnotherapist. You're very good at what you do. You inspire movement and change. Um, what made you want to go down this path? Like, did you always say, I want to be a hypnotherapist, or did you have a desire more of, I want to help people, and it kind of fell into place? Elaborate on that a little bit.
It started with, I want to be of service. I want to do something meaningful. I don't want to just get any job to pay the bills. So that was really important to me.
Mhm.
And so I held out for a long time. I didn't want to get involved in something that I was going to be trapped in. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? So I was always looking, always wondering, and I struggled a lot. I really did struggle both financially and emotionally because I started feeling bad about myself. 30 years old, 35 years old, didn't really have, kids, didn't have a house, didn't have a career. And it wasn't until I was 43 years old when I
Mhm.
met a hypnotherapist who had a pretty big impact on me. At that point, I was already doing my own personal development journey and reading books, by Tony Robbins and other people like
Yeah.
that. And so the timing was right. And this hypnotherapist said, you ought to check out the Hypnosis Motivation Institute. And I did. And I put my name on the dotted line that night that I went to go see the facilities. And then my life, everything changed since then. And I haven't looked back.
Wow. So you were ready. I mean,
I was ready. Yes, I was ready. And the minute I made that decision, the minute I made that commitment, everything started to get better. Now, I've been in business for 21 years. I'm married. I have two kids that are in college. Wonderful relationship. I own a house. Something I never thought I would ever do. So yeah, a lot of good stuff.
it's interesting. When people finally commit, a lot of times we know what we need to do. We have it in the back of our mind. We'll make excuses or fear is a big one. But the minute we commit and we finally say, okay, I may not know where this is going to go, but I know that I need to change something, things change. And,
That is
you know,
so true. The minute one commits to something, it's
mhm,
like the universe changes and things get out of your way and you connect with people you never would have connected before. The minute
mhm,
you make that commitment, you don't need to even know what the
right,
path is going to look like. You just need to know what you want and be ready to commit to it. And
right.
then it's almost like the universe says, okay, well, let's see how serious you are.
Right. That's one thing that I've learned to embrace with our work and use that in my life. And I already had a little bit of it, but just getting that skill set and trusting the gut. Do you think that because you were in this spot where you wanted change, didn't know how to make that change, then you committed and you saw the change, do you find that that helps you with your clients, your patients to say, hey, I lived it and I know? Or does that have a factor in how why you're successful at what you do?
Well, I think that's certainly part of it. I can relate to, people that come in and say, I don't know what my purpose is, or I've got no direction, or
Mhm,
I'm having trouble motivating myself,
mhm.
or, I'm afraid to commit. And not all the time, but very often I'll say, been there, know what that feels like, and here's how you can get out of it.
Yes, absolutely. I know that when for a lot of people don't understand hypnotherapy. A lot of people have misconceptions, as I did in the beginning. You
Yeah,
know, I thought hypnotherapy was what you go and you see at a show, and
right.
you're up there clucking like a chicken and doing silly stuff, and that's the comical, magical side of it that is for entertainment purposes. But it took me a long time, as you know, to finally trust the process and say, hey, I want to work with, I had done traditional therapy, but I want to work with someone and that goes a little deeper and we can strip some layers. And if you had to explain to someone like you did with me in the beginning and how you would with someone new, what really happens with hypnosis?
What really happens with hypnosis is that when you're in the hypnotic state, first of all, you're awake, you're aware, and you're fully in control. But hypnosis is what we call a state of suggestibility. So when you're in hypnosis, your mind is more open to suggestion, your subconscious mind. See, we have a small part of our mind called the conscious mind. That's the part of our mind that dreams and has desires and wants to accomplish things. But below that, we have a much larger subconscious mind, which has, programming, if you will. And very often it's that programming that holds us back. Self-limiting beliefs, bad habits,
Mhm.
things that you decided about yourself that maybe are no longer true. So we just use the power of suggestion to begin to change those associations at the level of the subconscious mind that are holding you back. So what we seek to do is get integration between conscious goals, dreams, and desires and subconscious associations so that there's a clear path towards health, happiness, and success.
And would you say that the reason you dive a little deeper as opposed to traditional therapy is because you're tapping into that subconscious and integrating it? Would you?
Exactly. That's the whole reason.
Mhm.
Absolutely.
When people have asked me about hypnosis and that know that I have done it now for about 6 years, the way, I mean, I don't explain it as eloquently as you do. But what I do say is to in a layman's term to them is if you go to a traditional therapist and you may talk about things and you may have a plan and you may work it out and nothing against, I've done years of that. And then you may leave and you're like, wait, what did I, a week later, you're like, wait, what was I supposed to do? Or my mind doesn't remember, or either conveniently forgot, or because of other issues, I don't remember. Whereas when going to hypnosis, you can, as you know, we Ted also records your session when you're in hypnosis so that you can listen back. If there's something that I forgot or I'm not aware of or I'm unsure of, I can go back and reference it and it's deeper. And that's the best way I've explained it to others, that it really strips layers just a little deeper.
Yeah, and those layers are, we all have layers of resistance,
Mhm, mhm,
right? We all have layers of fear.
mhm.
We have layers of uncertainty. I don't know how to do that. I'm not sure how I can, doubt, right? And
Yeah,
so what hypnosis does is it goes past those layers
yeah,
and creates new beliefs that sound something like, you know, even if I don't know, I can figure it out.
yeah.
I have what it takes to make this happen. I can move through fear and be courageous. I can dream of a better life.
And it's interesting that not so many people understand or even are aware that this type of therapy is there. And so, I mean, I'm hoping that through, my listeners hearing this, they kind of get a touch of like, oh, there's another way or an extra way that could possibly help. If so, probably there's a lot of people that don't know a lot about hypnotherapy industry. So my question was going to be, if you had a magic wand, what would you change, or what are you doing to change the stigma maybe of hypnotherapy? Let's put it that, instead of changing what's in the industry, because maybe we don't know what's in the industry, but change the stigma of how people look at it and view working with a hypnotherapist.
Well, there's a number of things that I would like to see.
Mhm.
I'd like to see stage hypnotists make a distinction between entertainment and therapy. I'd like to see
Right.
stage hypnotherapists say something like, this is for entertainment, this is for fun, but hypnotherapy can be a positive force for change if you go get hypnotherapy, right? But,
Yes.
they're not going to start doing that. I think the other thing that could be helpful is, I've talked to so many psychotherapists, they don't even hear the word hypnosis or hypnotherapy in their training. So I think psychotherapists should at least be introduced to what hypnosis is. There's over 100 years of research into hypnosis. Sigmund Freud started off as a hypnotherapist. He wasn't very good, so he went into psychoanalysis, right? But I mean, there's a lot. I mean,
Right.
it's accepted by the
Right.
scientific
Right.
community, right?
Mhm.
So, and then I would also, I think, there's a lot of states that try to limit hypnotherapists from
Mhm.
working out there. So I would change some of the legislation and allow more hypnotherapists to get out there and work with more people. So, yeah, I'd
Yeah.
like to see those changes.
Yeah, I had no idea. Wow. Well, maybe you can be part of some of those changes. I mean, never know, huh?
You
Get the
never
word
know.
out there.
Yeah.
Well, I sure am happy that you came on and explained what you do, how it's beneficial. I can speak firsthand. It is very beneficial. Ted has been a mentor to me. Thank you so much. And I don't know if there's anything that you'd like to say before I close out to the
Yeah, there is something I want to say. I don't take the blame, but I don't take the credit either, right? Any changes that you've made are a result of the hard work that you've done, you know? So, I mean, I hypnosis is not like a magic wand or fairy dust. I mean, you came to the table with intentions and goals and honesty and clarity about the things that were holding you back, and you did the work, right? I mean, you're able to be vulnerable and say, I am having trouble with this, or this is stopping me, so you were really courageous, number one, in actually reaching out for hypnotherapy because of your doubts and fears initially, right? But then
yeah.
you took the bull by the horns and you kept stepping forward, and I just have so much respect and admiration for everything you've accomplished,
Thank you.
but I think the biggest thing that I think for you, you just maintain your dignity in the face of real overwhelming odds. You kept your head held high, you
Thank you.
maintained your dignity, and you just kept moving forward. So I salute you.
Thank you. I'm getting all
That's
choked.
okay.
Thank you. And I have to say though, you've been amazing to make me feel so comfortable and to be completely honest and transparent with you. In fact, I need to make an appointment pretty soon.
All right, just give me a call. You know how that works.
I do. So, everyone, I hope that you enjoyed this very special edition of Nice to Meet You. This is probably my favorite one because this person holds a special place in my heart. And until next time, make it happen.